I had a swimming pool built, and at the time I did not opt for a waterfall or slide. If I'm looking to add something like that to my vinyl liner or gunite pool or fiberglass just for fun, what do I need to think about and how could I find out what my options are?
Well, all three pools are very different in the approach. Let's start with the vinyl liner pool. In a vinyl liner pool, if you want to add a waterfall slash slide, if you're just adding a regular slide that's mounted to the patio, completely different story. But if you're wanting to add something substantial like the waterfall slides that we typically build, you need a footing underneath. So for a vinyl liner pool, what I would recommend doing is breaking out a section of patio. Underneath that patio, with around 3 feet around the exterior of that pool, there's a footing that's 42 inches underground. What I would recommend doing in that particular case is to excavate all of that soil from behind the pool wall down to that footing, and then add concrete up as far up and then out as you possibly need to support that whole structure. Because the last thing you want to do is start piling up stone, rocks, concrete, whatever, to build this massive structure. Because for it to be anything substantial, you're up 6 feet above the patio. That weight needs to be dealt with far underground and not just put on top of the patio. Put it on top of the patio, you are asking for trouble with the pool structure itself, as well as everything moving and collapsing, which is not cool. So vinyl, you do that. In a fiberglass pool, you certainly have to excavate out and foot down underneath that, because the fiberglass pool structure itself really is adding no structural value in terms of dealing with the weight. You look at building 6 feet up in the air out of anything, rock or stone or concrete, and we're talking tens and tens of thousands of pounds crushing down on that pool shell. So you have to foot that, and you've got to be able to disperse that weight somewhere. In a gunite pool, concrete pool, while you do have that shell which can take a lot of it, by the time you add that much to it, you still really have to foot. You have to be able to excavate back and get a footing underground, because there's so much weight. So the answer on all three of them is virtually the same, is you've got to be able to disperse that massive amount of weight of just crushing weight pushing down into the ground, that if you're kind of teetering that on the edge of a pool, you're asking for something to happen. So in all three cases, patio has to be taken out, excavated down, footings poured, all kinds of steel, engineering if need be, and then you kind of build up from there. But if you don't do that, in the short term it'll look great, in the long term it's going to fall apart, because you got to have that support underneath.